So now I'm going to go to my vocals bus and I'm going to add my EQ to that. Now I can do that here. In Sonar I like to do it here because it's easier to browse the vocals. So I'm going to open this pane up a little bit. I'm going to go to my browser and go to my plugin folder, and I'm going to start with my EQ, and I'm going to drag my EQ there. And getting better vocals is really easy. If you want that nice clean sound, I guess they call it, or like a crispy sound, and you don't have to do all of them if you don't want to, but what you do is pull out the lows a little bit and you bring up the highs just a skosh. Right? So let's listen to our vocals. Let's see where we are here.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman. Who is that?
So what you want to do is compare.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman.
So what that does is basically adds a nice little sheen to the vocals.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine.
Now, when it comes to compression, I've heard it said that you want to do EQ first and then add compression because you only want the signal, you only want to compress the signal that you have, that you want to use, and you don't want to compress everything and then add EQ. I used to do it the other way around. I can't really tell a huge difference, but you know what? There are some people who know more than me. So now I've added compression. Now I'm adding compression. And again, it's the same thing. I don't really do a whole lot different. I just go to my presets, and I've toggled through all these different presets for vocals, and I've found that I really like vocals, the vocal soft preset in this Sonitis compressor. Now, if you're on Pro Tools and you're using a different compressor, you might find a different setting that you like. It's really an ear thing, and you do want to have a point of reference, you know, when you're comparing your vocals to maybe that of an artist that you like, or that of an artist whose mix that you like in particular. So in this case, I'm not using it because I already kind of have my set ways in the vocal chain, the effects chains that I use. So you saw me with the gate, then I added EQ, then I added compression, right? And now it's going to sound a little louder.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman. Who is that? I don't know, my alter ego. He ain't me, but I need him to set me free. So, like Austin Powers, I just need my mojo.
Right? Now, in I'm gonna use in Sonar, they have this TL64 tube leveler. I'm gonna use that. It's some type of compression, whatnot. I'm not sure. I've tried to find different plugins in Pro Tools, and one of the ones I found, or waves, I've used the CLA2 or CLA3A or CL2A, CL3A. I forget which one it is, but those kind of compare to this. But it has this preset called Mix Warmer or Vocal Tube. You can use either one, and it makes the vocal sound warmer.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman. Who is that?
Now, what I'm hearing a little bit is the gate is kind of too strong, so I'm pulling this down a little bit.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman. Who is that? I don't know, my alter ego.
Okay, so now that's a little bit better. So now these other ones that I had, I'm going to erase these. Okay, and I'm gonna recopy this over again. It's probably a good idea to find the setting that you like before you start copying them over, just so you know. I just wasted a bunch of time. So
she was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman. Who is that? I don't know, my alter ego. He ain't me, but I need him to set me free. So
now you heard that. See, I didn't like that. That wasn't good. So
she was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman.
And then, you know, all these settings, saturation, dynamic response, turning stuff on and on. You know, just try it. Just try it. Just try it, and just really listen to it and see what sounds good. And then the stuff that you like, keep, and the stuff that you don't like, don't keep. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna throw. After that, we're gonna throw two more things in here. We're going to throw in a delay, and delay, I just keep it really, really simple. I don't put a lot of feedback. I just maybe just low feedback, low cross feed, low mix in. We want it on time, so it's already on time. It's the right setting.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman.
If you see you have these all the way up, say we did 20 and 20 or 30 and 40.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman. Who is that? I don't know, my alter ego. He ain't me, but I need him to set me free. So it costs some powers. I just need my mojo. Give me power. Run up to her like blow. Tell her, baby, you would not be alone. You should be my baby. I'm just not that strong. Wait till I get my mojo right. I will be your every fantasy.
So I believe feedback and crossfeed is basically how many times it repeats over and over and over and over again. They feed off each other. That's what we call it, feed. And the mix is how much of the feedback and the crossfeed that you hear in reference to the original wave file. So
she was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like.
When I listen to professional music, I hear delay in most of the songs you hear, but it's really, really faint. But it's usually always in there. And so that's where I got it. I just figured out like, okay, how do I get that sound? Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to throw in reverb. And that's not the reverb I'm going to use. I'm going to use perfect space convolution reverb. Alright. Now, in Sonar X2 and Sonar X3 and Sonar X1, there's actually an EQ and a compressor on the in the Pro channel here. Okay. But for sake of showing you how to create a song from start to finish and hopefully equate it to any DAW, not just Sonar X1, that's why I'm using these plugins. In Sonar X2 though, you can turn on this EQ and do the same thing I did with the vocals and do the same thing with the compression, and there's a tube here, turn the tube on, it's all kind of stuff. But like I said, if I was in Pro Tools or something, I wouldn't use those because they don't exist. Therefore, I'm not. Okay. And plus, I come from Sonar 6, Sonar 7, and Sonar 8.8 and Sonar 8.5, and they didn't have the Pro channel either. So I started using, regular plugins.
She was looking like Wonder Woman.
Okay, so the last thing we're going to use is the reverb. And I'm just going to pick one of these. And again, you just got to keep trying different stuff until you find somebody you like.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman.
And you see that's too much reverb on that. So again, with vocals, you want to pull down the wetness of it and make sure.
She was looking like Wonder Woman. She ain't mine, but I follow her around like Andre Bowman. Who is that?
You want to put it on there, but you don't want too much of it on there. You know, me personally anyway, especially, I just like it real simple. And there's other effects that you can put on your vocals, like you know, distortion, filters. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to go. You know, find something that you like. Try not to overdo it. You know, and then try different variations of it. Try with a lot maybe, and then pull it back to just very, very little. Try to find a happy medium to where your listener can hear what's going on, and at the same time give you that, you can give them that effect that you're trying to give them, you know. And everything that you do, especially if there's vocals on your music, you know, try to find the one thing that you're building the song around, or the music around. What is it that you want every listener to hear? What do you want them? What do you want to stand out? And that's why mixing your vocals is really important, and making sure that the vocals are heard, not overpowering, but make sure that the vocals, especially if there are vocals in the song, are at the front and center of the song. You know, especially your lead vocal is front and center. Your backgrounds complement that, and the music together with the background vocals complement the lead vocal. Alright, so in the next section, we're going to put the rest of the mix together.